By the time we are done with this class, you would know how to find a goal to chase. You would know how to write a SMART goal. You will know the difference between a daydream sentence and a goal statement. You would know your primary goal and your secondary goals in the recovery path. And you will be able to write according to the goal setting template. There are 5 steps of something called goal setting template. You'll be able to write this using a 6 months goal. And then you'll be able to break down a 6 months goal into a 3 months goal. And you'll be able to break down a 3 months goal into a 1 month goal, and then a 1 week goal, and then a tomorrow goal. So these are the learning objectives. So I want to ask, why do we need to have goals? Or why do we need to have something to chase or to hunt? Proverbs 29 verse 18.
Proverbs 29 verse
18.
I'm reading from King James Version. Where there is no vision,
Where there is no goal,
the people perish.
okay, that's all. Now, I want you to picture something like a plant in front of you, and now there is sun shining on that plant. The plant begins to grow, blossom, and get bigger. Fruits begin to develop. Now, imagine that plant is you, and now the sun is the goals shining on you, right? Your life begins to blossom with the sunlight called the goals. Without that sunlight, there will be evidence of that plant wilting and shrinking. That is a perishing type of life. Without goals, your life, your aspirations begins to perish. Now, not chasing anything will give you a lack of purpose. And where there is smoke, there is fire. Where there is a lack of purpose, you would observe that there will be mood swings, there will be increased anxiety, there will be more anger, and you would naturally seek pleasure, and you will fall back to any old habit that you had. You will also get bored easily, and boredom would make us engage our triggers. So having a goal helps to have something worthwhile to occupy your mind. So no matter how small the goal is, no matter how stupid or irrelevant the goal is, you need to have at least one goal per month. Now, why do we need to have goals written down when it is time consuming? Habakkuk 2 verse 2. Let's go.
And the Lord answered me and said,
listen carefully.
Write the vision.
Write the vision. Go on.
And make it plain.
Like write it in clear terms so that, go on.
Upon tables.
Yeah, upon papers. Yes.
That he may run that readeth it.
Pause there. So, write the vision. Write down that goal. Make it so clear so that when you see it, you would run with it. But how the Bible puts it, so that they may see, they may run and not faint. They may be able to walk with that goal. And it used the word they, not you. This means that you cannot run with a goal alone. They that see the goal will run with you and not get tired. That is why you must write that goal down, even though it's time consuming. So when you write down this goal, what happens? A clear picture of what you want is seen. And also the unseen things that has been preventing you from getting this goal becomes aware to you. Also, the steps that you need to get this goal is known. So the summary is that the general picture, you now get to see, okay, am I chasing a fantasy? Because it is now clear what is in your head versus what is on paper. Number two, how many of us while on admission have done the goal trigger meditation? So when you did the goal trigger meditation, you were told to write down your goals, right? Before you now engage the meditation. And then the written down goals helped you visualize. So you saw the goals, you were now asked when the trigger appeared, there were now drugs on the ground. When you saw your goal disappearing, how did you feel? That was the goal trigger meditation. So having a written down goal makes it easier to use imagery. Visualizing your goals is a type of imagery that you can actually also use when the craving self hits you. You are having cravings, you now visualize an image of yourself enjoying that business that you see you wanted to have. You visualize yourself making your family proud, writing it down. So it just makes the craving self-influence less effective. All right, and it's easier to resist the craving self compared to when you don't have visual representation of your goals. Now, how do we select a goal to chase? We understand that the primary goal for being in the recovery path is I want to stop drugs, and the secondary goal is basically overcoming any social, financial, economic, educational disadvantages. Now, why is the secondary goal important? It is important because achieving the primary goal of recovery will be hard without the secondary goal. Having a secondary goal makes getting a primary goal easier. Imagine not having money. It makes recovery more difficult, true or false? Imagine not having a job. It makes recovery a bit difficult. Imagine not having friends. Imagine having family chaos. It makes recovery, being clean, difficult. Hence, we need to chase both goals time by time. Now, how do we now decide on the secondary goal to chase? Because we know what the primary goal is. So, secondary goals. Now, how to chase the secondary goals? Open to page 1 on your workbook. All right, so draw on a small piece of paper, put something like this: section A 1 to 14, section B 1 to 14. This is an in-session activity. So rate each area below based on its importance to you. Rate how important each of these 14 areas are to you. If you're putting 10, it means it is very important to you. You're putting 5 or 6, it's average importance to you. You're putting 1, it's of little importance to you. Please write it down. So if you say that having a relationship with your parents or siblings is important to you, you put 10 over 10. Now, if you do not have any child, please put 1. So this is parenting. Parenting. You cannot parent if you don't have a child. You don't have a child.
Future tense.
Huh?
Future tense.
Then you would have said having a child. That's why if you say 2 and 3, it's a bit different. If you don't have a relationship versus if you have a relationship. So section number 2, section B, assess the past 3 months. How successful has it been living according to your values? Values are those areas that you said were important to you.